Hola, buenas tardes. Good evening. Welcome to the Cambridge House brand launch. We're really looking forward to sharing our plans with you this evening. Just before I get started, I want to let you know that we have 2 audio channels available. The meeting will be presented in English on this channel, but if you want to hear it in Spanish, you can click the interpretation icon at the bottom and select Spanish. It looks like a globe. It's at the bottom of your screen. You can change that channel to Spanish now if you want to hear it in Spanish. Okay, we're really excited to be sharing our future plans and vision with you today. Cambridge House has been through many transitions since its inception in 1985, and for us to move forward as a school, we believe it is important to reflect on the journey that got us to where we are today. With significant changes to both the school owners and the leadership team, this year felt like the right time to review and reflect on what is important to our children, the families and the staff. Before we could begin to make any improvements to the school, we needed to be confident in our school vision. Developing our vision is possibly the most important piece of work that we will complete, as it underpins all of our future plans and developments and gives us a clear purpose and direction. I am therefore delighted to share with you the new Cambridge House vision. Okay, to be the first choice international school in Valencia, building a community of lifelong learners for a better future. Our vision breaks down into 4 distinct parts to encapsulate what is important to us as a school. So the first part of the vision is to be the first choice international school in Valencia. Based on a number of factors, including our academic results and waiting lists in many of our year groups, we already believe this to be true. However, we also understand that to remain as a leading school, constant improvement and progression is required. Education is one of the fastest evolving professions, and a lot of hard work is required to remain at the cutting edge. So when we started designing our new vision, we considered what makes a first choice school and concluded that the key broad areas include health and safety, quality of education and teachers, and the quality of the environment. We will know that we are continuing to meet these aspirations through a number of metrics, including our examination results, student and parent feedback, the enrolment numbers, external validation, such as our recent NABS review, and from online reviews such as Google reviews and Facebook recommendations. The second component of our vision is building a community. We understand the importance that school plays within its community, and we are fully aware that the Cambridge House community feel is a very important aspect to our families. We are committed to not only maintaining the current community feel, but further developing the relationship between our school and our families and the local community. We want to be a school that continues to open our doors daily to our families informally and through a range of social events. We plan to further support local charities and give back to the local community that has supported us for many years. Developing lifelong learning is the concept of producing students that pursue additional education through the development of further skills after leaving Cambridge House. We believe that lifelong learning is increasingly vital to employers, individuals, and to the future growth and development of the further education and skills sector. Adult skills and a serious commitment to lifelong learning are now being viewed as vital to meet the skills and workforce needs of the future. Our world-class school will remove barriers to achievement and equip each child with the advanced cognitive skills and the essential values, attitudes and attributes that they will need for lifelong success. And finally, the last part of our vision is for a better future. We believe it to be imperative that each of our students have a positive impact on the world individually or through the power of many. In line with Globeducate, Cambridge House is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs as they are known. Cambridge House is working to become a leading institute in terms of sustainability. Before instilling our students with these important messages, we must ensure that we are leading by example and operating as a sustainable institute. There are many ways we can improve to achieve this, and some of this work has already started with the installation of solar powers to our campus. They're being installed this week. A quality education teaches people to make decisions sustainably and fulfill present duties without affecting future generations. A world educated correctly about nature and its impacts are more sustainable. For a better future also requires our students to learn the value of respect. Social inequality is directly associated with a lack of quality education. Education can reduce this inequality, overcome intolerance, and help society become safer and more cohesive. We are a school that values and celebrates diversity and actively promotes and practices equality. We are unapologetic regarding our views and will ensure that this is well reflected in our curriculum and everyday operations. We are excited to have our new vision established and look forward to making it a reality. Okay, almost 2 years ago, Cambridge House joined the Globeducate group. In this relatively short space of time, we have already benefited from joining this large network of schools through collaborations, events, exchanges, and professional support. I would now like to share a video of some of our students talking about their experience of this.
I wanted to participate in the WWF Wisdom Quizzes because I am very competitive and I like hard quizzes.
Actually, there are a few reasons I wanted to participate. The first and foremost, it was to develop my debating skill set, as I absolutely love it, and I really wanted to debate and put my skills into practice. Furthermore, I wanted to build my CV for my university application, as I want to get into an excellent university, and this type of events really helped me in doing so.
I've never participated in like any ginormous event, and this one was like the biggest one in Globeducate of choir.
The reason I wanted to participate in the event was because it gave an opportunity to interact with more people, and secondly, it was to put in practice everything we have learned over the years and improve the mistakes we have made.
This event meant everything to me, competing in something that I love and being passionate.
This event meant a lot to me. It made me meet new people and fight new challenges and really make me grow as a person.
It was very important because I think after the years we've had in the pandemic, it's been very difficult for the performing arts that we've not been able to. And I think music as well was severely affected by that. And this was an amazing event where so many schools came together and they have an opportunity to meet other people from other cultures, speaking different languages. And most importantly, we had a choir, people there, a professional conductor that they worked with. And they saw all the movements happening in the major concert hall in Castellón. So it was a wonderful experience for them. And for us, for me personally as well, meeting other music teachers that were in the same boat as me, it was really a relief in a way. But it was an injection that the performing arts really need. And thanks to Globeducate, we were able to do it. And hopefully we will carry on doing it.
The event meant that we could discuss different thoughts and ideas with the Ocastro British School about the different policies taken by governments to try and minimize the impact of global warming and the greenhouse effect.
So I think both Alex and Vega are experienced debaters doing various United Nations around the whole of Europe. And the opportunity for them to meet other students with similar passions and to be able to build a network and to be able to develop their skills in research and international geopolitics, I think it's a fascinating thing. And as Alex said, it's fantastic for your university applications, and it's great to feel a part of a big Globeducate family.
I really loved it because it meant that we could learn from other people, like parts of the world, and what did they play in the playground, or like how did they act, and different cultures as well. It was really nice.
Meeting students from other countries and cultures was a very good experience, as talking to strangers about what we can make to improve our planet. It's a very good opportunity, I would say, and honestly, at the end of the day, I think everyone should have an opportunity to do that. The event that I liked the most was the WWF Wisdom Quiz.
We only have been able to participate in this event as our school is pretty new to Globeducate, so the first opportunity we had, we have taken it, and we have seen it just an amazing experience that we'd love to repeat.
I like most when we entered the ginormous stage where there was like not millions, but loads of instruments, and it was simply amazing.
The part of the event that I mostly liked was the eco debate that we did with El Castro School, which improved our debating skills as well as our vocal skills and talking skills.
I will certainly participate in the future WWF Wisdom Quizzes.
I think we're already planning on next year's conference, and we're going to build upon the friendships that we've made with the other Globeducate schools, and yeah, we're ready for next year already.
Yes, I certainly would participate in future events, because this time was like just very shocking. Like the first time we entered in stage, and it was like see all the places where people were going to sit in the day, and it was like, oh wow, I want to do this again when it finished. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, of course I would participate in future, because I think it's good. I mean, talking and going to these events makes you think and makes you honestly like a better person. So if you want to step up for the world and make a change, that's the good thing to do. Honestly, I don't want to end up being with my arms crossed, waiting for people to do my job for me.
Okay, it was really lovely to hear our students and teachers talking so positively about their experiences so far with Globeducate and the events that we've had. I'd now like to welcome Daniel Jones, the Chief Education Officer for Globeducate and an ex-head teacher at Cambridge House, to speak about what it means for Cambridge House to be part of Globeducate and the British cluster of schools.
Thank you, Adam, and good evening, everybody. So if I could have the next slide, please. So Globeducate has more than 55 schools in 10 countries across 3 continents, and as you can see here, we have schools in North America, we have schools in Asia, but the vast majority of our schools are in Europe, and that's a deliberate strategy. We like to have our schools close to each other so that our schools can bring people together, we can network together, and we can organise events for students and for staff. That's a key part of what we do. So we have lots of different types of schools, many different curricula and many different contexts. However, we have just one mission, which you can see on the slide at the top here. And our mission is to prepare each student to become a global citizen who can shape the world. So one mission, and some of those words are very important to us. Why each student? Because we believe that each student has talent that can be nurtured and found. All students are welcome in our group, no matter what country, what creed, what religion. We are an inclusive group. We believe that the world needs people to make a positive contribution to the world. And that's why we talk about global citizens who can, they may not, but can, they're enabled to shape the world, to make a difference. And when we talk about our mission, we talk about 4 key elements. The first one you can see here is educational excellence. That means having a high quality educational program regardless of where our schools are in the world. And I'll speak a bit more about that in a moment. All of our students need to develop their skills and competencies because the world is changing, and our students need to align their skills to a changing world where we don't really know what will happen in the future, but we need to be prepared. In terms of character, this really underpins everything that we do. We believe in being ethical people, doing the right thing. And global perspectives is a sensitivity to other issues, other people, culture, languages. Our job is to make sure that our students have this global sensitivity, and we need to make that a reality. So how do we do it? Well, everything that we do, we've decided to use the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as a roadmap. This means that everything in our organisation, both in schools and outside schools, should be aligned with the United Nations SDGs. You may have seen the SDGs before, you may be very familiar with them. You may not have seen this representation that you can see here, which is like what they call the wedding cake. The idea being the bottom of the wedding cake, the bottom tier, is the planet, the biosphere. And this comes first. We have to look after the planet to be able then to look after our societies, and then our economy, and finally partnerships. And in Globeducate, we're doing elements of all of those. We've done a lot of work around the biosphere. We're doing some work around humanitarian work for societies in local communities, national and international. And I'd like just to say a few words about some of the partnerships that we've got as well. So on the next slide, you'll see our strategic partnership with the WWF. We're the only group of schools in the world to have this strategic partnership. And we do loads of work together. We organise events and activities for students. We design curricula with them as well. And it's a fantastic partnership to have. The second partnership I would talk about is the Eco Schools partnership. So our Eco Schools is something that we do right across the whole group. We currently have 39 schools with a green flag. To get a green flag, our schools have to have student-led projects and councils that the students work on. And after a number of years of practice, they can apply for a green flag. And we're very proud to say that we have 39 schools in the group already with an Eco School green flag. The following partnership I will talk about is our partnership with LEGO. For us, STEAM, when we talk about STEAM in English, STEAM means science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And we like to integrate those together because we think that they are all interconnected. And so we organise projects that integrate all 5 of those disciplines. And we have a fantastic partnership with LEGO in our schools that organise innovative projects to allow for inquiry-based learning and for students to discover for themselves all the way from the age of 3 to the age of 18. I mentioned earlier about the importance of bringing people together. Every year we work really hard to organise annual global events. And you can see a list here on the left-hand side in the first column. These are events that we organise every year in schools. So they're hosted by different schools, and we have hundreds of visiting students that participate. So of those, I would highlight, for example, the Academic Olympics, which this year we did in Milan. We have the Sports Olympics coming up in June, which Cambridge House is participating in the Algarve in Portugal. And we recently had a wonderful international music festival down the road from here in Castellón, where we performed in the auditorium, and we had more than 300 students coming together. So these are the kind of events that really make it a very special place to be. The middle column is our Globeducate gender events involving the WWF and Eco Schools and many others. And the third column that you can see is the teachers coming together as communities across the whole network to organise activities for our students. And you can see some of the titles of the reading community and the STEAM community and what they're organising there. A large part of what I do and what my team does is to support our schools with educational excellence. For that, it's no surprise, we need the best teachers, the best educational programs, and the highest possible quality. So we've developed our own internal framework for this. And you can see there are 3 blocks to the framework. There's leadership, there's the quality of the learning in the classrooms and outside the classrooms, and there's how well each school responds to the Globeducate mission. And we use this as a diagnostic tool. Each item that you can see is defined into phases of practice, and my team support the schools with planning and actions to improve each of those. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we have different types of school, and you can see some of what we call our clusters or groups of school here. The very first one on the left you can see is our Agora cluster, and that's based in Spain and Andorra. So we have 7 Agora schools, and they are bilingual international baccalaureate schools around Spain. Cambridge House is going to form part of the British International School Cluster. We have 9 of those in the group, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Each of these clusters of schools you can see on the top work together. We create strategy. Our heads of school work very closely together, and we bring our teachers and our students together as well. These are fantastic opportunities to come together and to work collaboratively. So what does it mean to be part of the British International Cluster? Well, our British International School Cluster has 4 main pillars of a shared educational philosophy. And we'll be talking about these today. So we have, first of all, enrich. We want to enrich the school experience inside and outside the classroom for all of our students. Challenge. We ensure that we stretch and challenge our students so we can unlock and develop their potential. And we're working on ways across the group to really measure our students' achievements and progress and support each of them on their journeys. Shape. We've talked about shaping the world, but we also want to shape our students' futures, their lives. And achieve. We want our students to achieve, to lead successful, fulfilled, and happy lives. Individuals who may go on to do great things in their schools, when they leave schools, in their life, and in the world. So that's how we see the Globeducate British International Schools educational philosophy, and that's how that fits into the Globeducate group itself. And now I'm going to hand you back to Adam for the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. In line with our vision of remaining as a leading school in Valencia and a world-class school, it is important that we have a facility that matches our aspirations. I would now like to welcome Roseanne Bosch. Roseanne Bosch is a renowned architect that specialises in education, and I am delighted to inform you that Roseanne will be developing our new campus.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. Very excited. My name is Roseanne Bosch, and I am going to present some of the design and architecture of your school. So let me start sharing my screen, because I have a lot of images and drawings to show and share with you. First of all, my name is Roseanne Bosch, and I have the honor to present to you Cambridge House Community College at the campus of Rocafort in Valencia in Spain. I'm the founder and creative director of Roseanne Bosch Studio, a design company an architectural company that works all around the world. Here you see 4 images of some of the learning environments we have created, and they are rather different than what most people imagine when they say a school. We work all around the globe at 4 different continents, and we have a very specific focus. We create environments that actually maximize our learning potential. Now, when we talk about this, there's one word key, that is motivation. When children are motivated, they can learn practically anything, and they want to. But when they're not motivated, it's not very efficient, and thereafter forget or don't learn at all. So what we do as architects is creating environments that stimulate this motivation and allow children to actually tap into their natural born capacity to learn. Now, we're all can agree on that we're looking into a fast accelerating and quite uncertain future. So what kind of preparation do our children need today to front this future? Especially things like the World Economic Forum that tells us that 65% of children that started in primary 3 years ago will get a job that doesn't exist today. And this is only advancing faster. Now, looking at this uncertain future, there's one thing that is certain, namely, our children will have to learn how to learn. And this is exactly what we're trying to do with Cambridge House College. We're creating a learning environment that allows them to learn how to learn by combining the way a school is organized with the pedagogy and methodology and reflecting it in the design, and therefore creating a culture. And it's this culture which is actually a secret learning accelerator. Now, Cambridge House Community College is part of the family of Globeducate and has 4 strong identity pillars, allowing children to achieve the best of what they can do, shaping the world, challenging them to always reach a little bit further, and also enriching our society in the future. Now, in order to work with such a strong vision in the physical environment, our architecture reflects 4 pillars. 1, we created a stronger connection in between the interior and the exterior to enhance not only their presence in nature, but also the sense of sustainability and having a fluid connection with the outdoor learning environments. We create, secondly, specialized space typologies that allow you to dive deep in, for example, fantastic science labs or art or sports, because that can be highly motivating. Thirdly, we differentiate the learning environments also on a smaller scale. So if you need to concentrate, you can pick a place to focus. And if you collaborate, you can sit in a place for collaboration, as an example. And lastly, we look at what we call the autonomy gradient. So we create a gradual, development for the young people so they can take more and more responsibility for their learning, and also they cover more and more grounds, because a sixth form student moves over a much bigger territory than obviously a student in early years. So we try to give them always this feeling of safety, but also allowing them an environment where they can challenge themselves and explore. Now, therefore, the design for Cambridge House Community College in Valencia is based on three what we call the worlds of knowledge, which reflects itself in the space because they're optimized for that. We have the world of knowledge related to STEAM, the sciences, the arts. We have the world of knowledge related to humanities, your culture, your languages, your history. And then we have the world of knowledge related to nature. This means movement, plants, biology, nature, and health. Now, each of these three worlds are highly stimulating and allow our children also to seek into different directions and be stimulated in differentiated ways. This is simply more exciting during the day. Now, the three different worlds of knowledge created an environment where the children, in their own pace, depending how old they are and at which level of development, can challenge themselves, surrounded always by differentiated environments, whether they're in early years, primary, secondary, or sixth form. Here we're looking at the master plan in a general view of the areas. And as you can see, there are a lot of different buildings in small areas. And what we're trying to do is create this pedagogical vision and actually embed that in the overall layout. Here we see the different buildings, and that's simply for me to make it a bit easier to show you now what's going to come, because I'm going to tell you how we're going to transform and upgrade the school in the coming 3 years. So, looking at the different phases, the first phase, which will happen in this summer, will entail a part of the primary school in the middle, as you can see here, something we call an innovation and knowledge center. And an innovation and knowledge center for secondary, which will be over here in this area. The secondary outdoor area on the right side, the big lump here. And on the other side, in the plot, which is kind of, separated by this small roads, we will have these two villas, which will be changed into the main administration and also a shop. Then the year after, we will create a better connection in between the two plots. This needs to first go through an application, so we need to wait a little bit. We will create the world's best sixth form center on the ground floor in the building over here. We will enhance and create a bigger canteen, which much more seating and more space, and also add a nicer look and feel, and a huge terrace for outdoor learning connected with the Learning Innovation Center on the first floor for the primary. And we will refurbish and redesign the existing secondary building. We call it the Z building, and the temporary building will be revamped. Moreover, the music spaces will also get a lovely touch. Then lastly, in the third year, for realization for 2025, we will take care of the early years and the primary and its adjacent outdoor spaces. Now, I would like to show you just shortly some of the images of what's going to happen this summer. First, we are going to have the Innovation Learning Center for primary. This is located, as you can see here, on the first floor where today is the administration. And here we're actually looking into the Primary Innovation and Learning Center, a combined innovative space that allows for different activities in the same space. We're having a cinema, we're having a library, we're having a small theater stage and the possibility for green screen recordings and a workshop area. Here we're looking into this space with its focus areas on the right, its performance areas on the left, and with filming capacity. This is a space where different groups can use this innovative learning space at the same time. And here we see a little look and feel. Then another one we're going to do is the Secondary Innovation Learning Center, where the teachers from secondary can work with, for example, project-based learning and combine different activities with their students. This will happen, as you can see here on the right, on the first floor of this building, where today is the primary drama space, I believe, in connection to the secondary area behind. Here we're looking into from above in the innovative, learning center, where we have differentiated learning possibilities. We have some spaces for presentations or watching a movie or listening to a talk. We have focus areas where you can really learn how to focus for different activities, which for a lot of teenagers is difficult today. And we have different areas for collaboration, combined with an outdoor area for outdoor learning and an outdoor science lab, a bio lab on the outside. Here we see a little on the look and feel. And then on top of that, for secondary, we're also going to look at the laboratories. Now we're looking at the ground floor in what we call the Z building, the part of the building that actually has a direct connection and can open up to the outside. Now, this facade we will change with glass doors, which can be opened, and revamp the entire space so it becomes nicely isolated with good finish. And in it, we will create top-notch physics and chemistry lab and a science lab on the other side with the preparation room in the middle. This lab can open to the outdoor, so it can take full advantage of some of the outdoor learning stations we also will create in the secondary outdoor area. So when we then look at the outdoor learning landscape of secondary in the back, this will also be advanced. First of all, the sports facilities, which will stay, will be created simply with a different layer and a better finish. And then surrounding it, we will have workout stations. And we also take full advantage of the ring surrounding it by creating differentiated learning stations related to, for example, the arts, but also to science and other activities. In a way, creating a huge outdoor learning environment that takes full advantage of the fantastic climate you have in Valencia. Well, this was my short presentation. I will be available for a long presentation at a later time for all of you that would like to hear something more. But I can guarantee you, Cambridge House Community College at Campus Rocafort is going to be the world's best school. Thank you so much. I'm excited to do this project with you, and I hope you like it just as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Roseanne. As you can see, we have some very exciting and ambitious plans ahead. The phases and project plans that we have shared with you are the current situation, and as anyone knows that has insight into building developments on this scale, will know that these plans will evolve and the phases and timelines will change as we progress through the project. I will try to keep you updated on the plans and developments as much as possible. Okay, I'm now excited to share with you a video to showcase our new branding. Okay, I would now like to welcome Susanna, our head of primary, and Harry, head of secondary, to talk to you about our new logo.
Okay, thank you, Adam. So we're really pleased to have the opportunity to share with you our new school logo. The school logo is a very important aspect of representing any school. It's the foundation of our identity, and it supports a sense of belonging to our school community and the other British schools within the Globeducate family. At this point, we would like to share with you how each visual element of the logo fits with the 4 pillars of the British international schools.
Thank you, Harry. I'm going to talk to you about the crown. This is at the top of the new logo. It's an aspirational symbol of confidence, leadership, and achievement. This version of the crown is modern and purposefully designed to resemble a rising sun, which is a wonderful metaphor for our aspiring students. And you can see why this element links so well to the pillar achieve. We strive to support and celebrate our students' achievements in all its forms and develop confident and determined young people.
So the next element is the shield or the crest, and this represents shape. The shield communicates tradition, stability, protection, safety, longevity, and solidity. And this is important to develop ethically minded future leaders who care about the people and the planet that they work with.
The third visual element of the new logo is the book. It's commonly used in educational institutions. The open book denotes learning, knowledge, and wisdom. It links perfectly with the pillar enrich as we nurture our students to be lifelong learners, and our broad and rich curriculum enables all students to flourish and thrive in school and beyond.
Okay, so this brings us to the 4th and the final visual element, and this is the lion representing challenge. Probably one of the most iconic animals. The lion is a symbol of strength, resilience, and courage, facing forward with confidence and prepared for life's challenges. And this is important because life is not always easy for our students, and they will face challenges in school and beyond as they move forward into higher education and their future careers. We embrace challenge as we recognise it is not a barrier, but an opportunity for growth.
Overall, this gives us a logo which is iconic, succinct, and cohesive. I'd now like to share a video where members of our community explain what the pillars making up our new logo means to them.
Nurture.
Add value.
Better.
Fulfillment.
Diversity.
To enhance.
Becoming well-rounded.
Experience.
Develop natural abilities and strengths.
Enjoy.
Improvement.
Enrich means getting better.
Beyond. It means to me to improve something that you don't have so much experience on, but you can do it.
And more difficult things not everyone can do.
It's a problem that's real hard, but you can solve it with perseverance.
Harder questions to try to solve.
Problem solving.
Growth.
Target.
Perseverance. Stretch.
Get to a higher level.
To set new goals and achieve them.
A solvable problem.
Encourage thinking skills and curiosity.
Overcoming.
Inspire.
Change a shape to another shape. Learn shapes like circle, triangle, square, and rectangle.
To form.
Contribution. Equality.
Structure.
Precise.
Influence. Inspire children.
To create.
To grow.
To form something the way you can see it well in your perspective.
Learn new things.
Earn.
Succeed.
Happiness.
Fulfillment. Glory.
Students' effort and progress.
To finish.
To succeed a goal that you really want and you can do it with perseverance.
To make things correct.
Attain.
Hard work.
Satisfaction.
Okay, thank you, Harry and Susanna. We're also delighted to share with you that we are launching our new uniform for the next academic year. The new uniform will help us to align with our British cluster schools in Spain, whilst maintaining the more relaxed style that is embraced by Cambridge House. The new or existing uniform can be worn during the next academic year to avoid additional cost and wastage. We will transition fully to the new uniform the following academic year. We're also excited to announce that the new uniform will be available for purchase at Cambridge House directly. We're going to have the shop on the site, on the grounds here. And I can also share that no item will be more expensive than the current uniform, and in most cases, the items will be cheaper. More information will be shared in the coming weeks regarding the purchasing process. Now let's take a more detailed look at the new uniform. Okay, so showing up on the first slide is our early years uniform. In terms of what they're wearing, it will be very similar to what they have now, obviously with the new branding and the new colours. They will have the tracksuit, shorts, the white polo shirt, and the blue apron. For primary students, they will be wearing the grey trousers or shorts, they can choose. The skirts or skirts with the shorts inside. The supporting straps can be removed, and they have the white polo shirt, jumper, stockings as well. For primary PE, for primary sport, the tracksuits with tracksuit bottoms, or they can wear shorts with that. Again, that's a student's choice, and the white technical t-shirt. For secondary, it's very similar to primary, with the skirt without the straps and without the shorts built inside. Everything else is the same as primary. For secondary PE, again, the same as primary, with the exception of the hoodies. They will have hoodies instead of the tracksuit tops, the tracksuit pants, shorts, and there's also leggings there as well as an additional option, and the white t-shirts. There's also a backpack available. And we have this soft shell jacket, which is optional for students to purchase if they choose, which is a really nice jacket. Okay, so that's our uniform. Obviously, we'll be sending some more details out about that. That's to come. Okay, we'll also have a new website, which will be live from the 11th of May. So you can't access it just yet, but it will be coming soon. And sorry, can I have the slide back, please? On the 11th of May. The website, the web address is slightly changed. Previously, it was www.cambridgehouse.com, but now it's got BIS, which is British International School. So www.BIS, British International School, cambridgehouse.com. That will be our new website, which has had lots of improvements to it and are far easier to use than our current website. So I look forward to sharing that with you on the 11th of May. Okay, I would now like to welcome Steve and Concha to talk about an initiative that we're going to implement to capture this important transition period.
It is a pleasure for us to be here today as Cambridge House embarks on a new stage in its journey. For many years, Cambridge House has been at the forefront of British education in Spain. From its humble beginnings, our school has grown and adapted to an ever-changing world, whilst continuing to provide a high-quality education to thousands of children, many of whom, as adults, have now chosen us to educate their children today. One of our many strengths is the established body of teachers and professionals who continue to work at Cambridge House and the relationships we've built with our families and the local community for over 35 years. On behalf of all the staff, it is a privilege and an honour to continue providing an education for both existing and new families each and every year.
We believe that in this next chapter, we'll be better prepared to make a real difference to the life of our students, providing them with the skills to become independent learners with the power to shape their own futures, whilst maintaining the sense of what Cambridge House means to so many of you. We would like to announce that we will be creating Time Capsule as a way of capturing the thoughts of all members of our school community as we move into the next chapter of our journey. Over the coming weeks, we will be inviting students, staff, and parents to contribute with their messages and memories of what Cambridge House British International Schools means to them. Once sealed, the time capsule will be reopened as our nursery students join us in September, graduate in June 2038.
Okay, thank you, Stephen Concha. Okay, we're really excited to be joining the Globeducate group, of course, and especially into the British cluster of schools, which we're now officially in. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the event today. I'd like to thank you all for attending the presentation. We hope that you've enjoyed hearing about our exciting plans for the future. Next Tuesday, which is 2nd of May, we will be hosting our monthly virtual coffee from 6 till 7. And I'm sure many of you will have questions regarding today's events and all our plans to come, and this will be the perfect opportunity to discuss them with us, and in addition to the usual suggestions and positive feedback that you always share with us. So I look forward to talking to many of you then. And like I mentioned before, we will be sharing this video, I think tomorrow. It will be sent to the link to all our parents, so you can watch it again, and any parents who weren't able to attend, if they're asking about it, they can catch up with it then. Okay, thank you once again for joining us this evening. We hope you're as excited as we are for all our future plans.